And here we are, Fake Zero. This is the one.
Go on.
Sorry, go ahead. No,
No.
you first.
Oh, I was just gonna say, if this is what I'm thinking.
This is our first time
Yeah,
seeing
yeah. This is yeah. I was
Mew
trying to think.
Venus.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of.
Mew Venus as Rin.
Yeah.
Very grateful for her
Yes.
to be aboard.
Yes.
So, this is the one that really launched the channel. Before this, I hadn't even reached 1,000 subs yet. Even placing in TIBA top 10, got like 80 subscribers, which, you know, I'm thankful for that much, but it's not that much. And then this launched me from less than 1,000 to almost 5,000 in like a month.
Mm-hmm. But no,
Also came up with the idea of doing Fake Zero because at that point, Fake Zero, which was already around, was kind of kaput. So I was like, yeah, there's room to do this. No one else is doing this that I know of. So let's go ahead and do it. As soon as I made the public announcement, the next day, Fate Zero gets announced. We're bringing it back. And I'm like, God, people are going to think I'm copying.
Whatever.
it's okay.
Yeah, whatever.
Because
Who
we
cares?
shot off. You shot off, Doc, after this episode.
Yeah.
So this is Charleston VO playing Kuritsugu, who's like the fourth person I recast as Kuritsugu. It took forever to find someone who was willing to stick around. I'm like, you know what? You're it. This was just after I had edited for him his second episode of his and Buddy's Dead Man Wonderland abridged. I reached out to him and I was like, hey, I hear you need editors. I'm willing. So you got me to edit that. And then afterwards, I'm like, so you want to voice in this? Yeah. And you can see like a big branching out on the abridged community. Here's Manic Wednesday playing Aoi. Prof Crank is in this.
Oh, he is. He is in this. I'd forgotten.
His blooper
character
reel.
is so fucking weird.
His blooper reel. He has 3 lines. His character has 3 lines. Doesn't even have a name. He's just Courier. His blooper reel is half of everyone's combined bloopers.
Crank is the best. Like, I worked with him on my first visual novel last year, and he has a minor part in it. Well, not, it's a bigger part than he had in this. But, like, you know, he's got a minor part, and like, my God, like that directing session was like the best. Like, we went on for like hours, and like the final like recording is only like 20 minutes. Like,
Oh, that's beautiful.
like it's
That's
like 20 to
beautiful
30
when that
minutes,
happens.
and we were just on it for like hours and like going over like
That's-
character, and it was great. He's great to
That's
work with.
whenever I record with Naomified, the current voice of Saber.
Yeah.
Always, it's always going to be a 1 or 2 hour recording session, no matter how many lines she has.
Somewhere you'll never find her.
Daddy sent her to the mottos.
Rin, honey. This year. This is why Mommy drinks.
Oh, Manic Wednesday.
30 seconds to leave before I fall
This was in her audition.
Yeah.
That was an ad lib on her audition. Oh, it was so good. I had to keep it. Oh, and Peo.
Oh my God!
Oh my! Anytime Peo touches anything, it becomes like 10 times better.
You know what, Ivan? You get to brag about being the first person to cast Freddy. I'm the first person to cast Peo. Fuck you. And you know what? I actually
pit.
cast Freddy before you did. You just had your episode out before I did. So fuck you, Ivan. I love you.
For freaking hell, the ball pit joke kills me.
Fucking love the ball pit joke.
Three deep voiced men in this series right here in this scene. Like, if it was just their regular talking voice, it would be like, oh, please read me a bedtime story. All three of you.
Is this... I don't know if this is the episode or not.
It is an episode.
Is this the episode with Big Mike?
No.
Okay. That's it. Okay. Which episode is that?
That's episode 0.
Is that the 0 redo? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I remember this one. I very distinctly remember scripting this out with you, Ash.
Yeah, I remember it too.
She likes wine, you like 2 wine. We spent so long trying to think up a fancy wine name to use.
Yeah, well, because like we know we want some. We're like we know we want him to drink wine because we want to be fancy as fuck, and so we're like Cabernet Sauvignon, Pinot Grigio. You know what they're gonna do.
This was my first time live directing, and it was fun getting Otaku to say that. I'm like, no, Cabernet Sauvignon. Cabernet Sauvignon. Cabernet Sauvignon.
Oh, that's good.
I love the guy, but when it comes to pronouncing foreign, especially French words, it's not his strong suit. Oh, and also, this was Ascendus, his first time showing up as Karya. He had a lot of great ad-libs here.
I think he did a really great job in this
He
overall.
had a great tone for Karya.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because especially the change between his normal state and then his infected state. Definitely love how he jumped from just creepy, socially awkward dude to he has a purpose, and it's just the control that he has in his tone is pretty cool.
And this was his first time acting in anything.
Really?
So
Can't
super
tell.
fucking jealous.
Yeah, he did really well.
Oh, and this Peo, actually, casting Peo, it barely happened because as it was on the deadline to close the auditions. I'm like, okay, I guess the best audition we've had so far for Kenneth has been Wongo Bongo. I'll cast it to him. I cast it to him, and as I was closing the audition, Peo submitted. So it was closed, but he had just shown up, and I listened to it. I'm like, oh, fuck, no, it has to be him. So I messaged Wongo Bongo. I'm like, would you be offended if I actually didn't give you this role when you already have 2 others? And he was like, yeah, no, it's cool, dude. Don't worry. So I got Peo for this, and then Zoken. I hear Ivan always says all the time that Sprite Stuff could voice every character in a parody, and you wouldn't be able to tell it's the same guy. Same thing with Pale. He has such a range.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and here's Prof. Crank.
Oh, here he is, yeah.
This was really hard to audio edit. I had to get actually advice from Prof. Crank to do it, and even then, I don't think it worked out 100%, but it was better than it was beforehand. Because the guy who voiced Waver here, his mic quality wasn't the greatest, and then Prof has this professional setup, so it was very, very different going between lines, and I didn't want it to be that much of a contrast. People, for whatever reason, thought his accent sounded fake. It's wow, what a fake accent on Waver. He's from Leeds.
Yeah,
He's from Leeds.
He actually is British,
Because people, it's funny because people don't, really understand what an actual British accent sounds like, because as Americans, we get, so accustomed to the British RP accent, where it's very, very tight and very BBC and very, I'm John Cleese on Monty Python. And so when you hear anything that's Geordie or Leeds or Mersey, and people are like, it's such a fake accent, and it's no.
Yeah, no.
People in England have different accents. Chill out.
I think that was a throwaway line you threw out while we were scripting, and you're like, I don't know, fucking craisins. Like, yes, we are doing that. Craisins. We are keeping this.
Probably
Craisins.
eating.
It's
I was
an
probably
important-
eating craisins at the time.
I think maybe that's what it was. You were like, yeah, no, but I think it was your husband was eating.
Someone was
Like-
eating craisins. I don't remember.
And you like looked over and you're like, I don't know, my husband's eating craisins.
Able to summon the strongest servant for sure.
Crofteria has improved her IHazAVoice voice, I think. Like here it sounds like she's kind of whispering, and now she's like hitting her stride with like something that sounds not as forced. It's definitely a lot more relaxed and natural sounding.
Swing.
Call back.
Yeah.
Oi.
He had such a problem saying this, so I was like, you know what? I'm like, you know what? It's ahoy without the H, so he ad-libbed ahoy there, ahoy, so he could remember. So that I ended up leaving it in. So this is Kaleid Liner, Fake Kaleid Liner.
Good morning, Ilya.
This was written as a April Fool's. There we go. Thank you, God. I can articulate. Originally, it was going to be Petit Otaku, voice of Ilya in Fake Stay Night, playing Ilya here, but her computer broke, so she wasn't able to record in time for April Fool's. So I recasted to, I decided, a male VA, because I didn't want anyone to think that I had recast her as the character overall. And at that point, Coffin Jockey was the first male VA on my friends list alphabetically that was online at the time. I'm like, fuck it, let's reach out to him, and I'm so glad I did.
It ended up
'Cause
being.
he
It was amazing.
It was.
He made this thing. He is the reason why this episode works.
I love this gag coming up.
Didn't you write the?
I did.
I will annex?
That was me. I
You
did
wrote,
the. I did
will
the
annex
hearts.
your-
Yeah, I will annex your heart. Yeah, that was me. Because it was funny because you messaged the group chat at work and was like, who's available with a tablet? And I'm like at work and I'm like, I got my tablet with me and I just like. So I'm in a classroom full of high schoolers and I'm just like writing, I will annex your heart.
There are a bunch of VAs here that first time working with them, and actually there are 8 different countries on 4 different continents represented in this episode.
Dr. Applejuice Abridged is a multinational, inclusive production.
That you can see on the TV. This is Sick, Nasty, and Lit by Charleston VO and Earl of Basington over on Earl of Basington's channel, which was actually a big inspiration for this. Going back to the VAs, there is... hang on, let me open up the cast list so I know I'm not forgetting anyone. As far as new people, Lyra Alio RC, who plays Suzaku, Hamlet VA, who plays Mimi. Those were the 2 new ones that I still have yet to work with again. I really want to, but haven't had a chance. First time working with Ali Fluro. It was originally gonna be a Scottish voice, but the particular VA that I was originally asking, she hadn't read the script at the time. She was Scottish, but she's very self-conscious of her accent, so she was like, I'd prefer not to voice as a Scottish character. I'm like, all right, well, I'll have to rewrite it anyways. Would you be fine with rewriting? And she was in the middle of move at that point, so she was like, by the time you rewrite it, I'll have started moving, and I won't be back before April Fool's is over. So I ended up just going with Australian and Ali. And I'm glad I did, because I've been wanting to work with Ali for a long time.
I feel like EOD and Hawk here are like
Fantastic
fucking
choices.
amazing.
That joke actually came from a Wordner game. Girl power isn't gonna
Oh
save you,
god.
something
Oh
like that.
god, me killing my throat.
A lot of these lines are ad-libs by Coffin Jockey. This was an ad-lib by him.
Should I give him writing credit?
Also him. I should have.
Well, gosh darn it. I just went and committed second-degree murder. Today just isn't my day, I tell ya.
So, also, Ivan, fuck you. I'm the first person to kill off a main character. My hero. Ivan helped co-write this, so he ripped off himself. Oh, that was another thing too. I started writing this on my own. I was almost done. Had a couple of scenes to wrap up, and I didn't know how. So I just did a call out. Who wants to help write? Ivan came into the call and just wrote the stupidest shit. And I'm like, yeah, let's make this work.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I think it's just Ivan's process for everything.
The Yama dudes, which way to the sock hop? That was him. The tangent about literally was him.
No, it's a living.
Because I remember being around for the session, but I don't think I actually helped. I think I was just like sitting
Yeah,
around
you
like
were
listening to
in the
people
call.
like you guys were just like, I don't think you guys even knew I was there for like a good like 10 minutes.
I had no idea, but like Ivan knew, but I didn't, because you didn't have your headphones in, so it was echoing whenever we
Yeah, or
talked.
something.
And Ivan was just like, echo, 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 echo. I'm like, what is that echo, by the way? And you chime in, oh, it's me. Holy shit, when did you get here?
It's also on my phone. I was on my phone or something, and like it was like weird.
We'll figuratively fight the monster, because everyone abuses the term literally these days. Like, you literally blew my mind? The hell you did.
So we're not actually fighting a monster?
Oh, we are.
So, literally then.
I figuratively want to blow my fucking brains out.
Oh my god! Finally, I show up.
Finally.
I finally play the
Ryder
character
shows
you
up,
cast me as.
and not in the series I cast you
I
in.
know. This is fun to record though.
I wasn't gonna bother editing her lip flaps because they're like the weird faux lipstick lips.
Yeah, I think it works better without them anyway.
So I just made. I'm like, you know what? She's telepathic.
Fuck
It's
it,
a
yeah.
fucking word.
You ever had those hot dogs for like $1.50?
I wrote that joke because at the time my stepbrother, or not stepbrother, brother-in-law of the time, we would always go to Costco just to get the hot dogs, and that's it.
Oh my god. The
Oh, and I
noise.
forgot
Effect.
The noise.
I recorded with Coffin Jockey the day before he left for SoccerCon, so he couldn't record the next day. When I was editing this, I realized I didn't get any battle sounds from him. So, I was like, you know what? Here's this weird Scooby-Doo sound he made. Here's this weird Morty from Rick and Morty that he made. I'll put them together. That's his battle sounds.
Politicians on hand, would you?
Hey, losers! Wanna see a trick?
There was originally a line here from EOD, something like, yeah, and that was only an Uno card, by the way. And I was going to edit it to be an Uno card, but I didn't have time to do the edit, so I just scrapped it. And it ended up leaving like a big gap that was just quiet that shouldn't have been there.
Oh, my wonderful, my death sound.
That was another line that Ivan just threw in and was surprised that I kept.
Okay, this is Oh god, who plays her?
Miu? In this episode, it's red as a tomato.
I also love the picture of Doc on the chalkboard.
That was Ivan wrote that. At the time we were,
Evangelion Abridged coming soon.
we were writing for an Evangelion Abridged, and
my
it
God.
might come out eventually at some point or time. Definitely not soon. So Ivan came up with the idea of him showing up in green screen, and then he didn't even record what we wrote. He just wrote this tangent about him trying to date Ilya. It was gonna be him just showing up going, my name's Jessica, and I like
Wongo
rainbows.
singing?
This is
Wongo?
absolutely
Yeah, he just-
Wongo singing.
I did not ask him to do it, and he did it, and I'm like, you know what? This is our end credits. How I feel.
It's like the best.
It's so
He
amazing.
records a bunch of songs for me without me asking. He just does it on his own. I love it. All right.
All right.
So that was Kaleid Liner. Hope you enjoyed. So, here we are on the remake of Episode 0, Night and Fucking Day.
Like,
Oh my god, it's a huge relief to see this. I wanted to remake Episode 1 and 2, but I got Ivan, Charlie, and Logan, Blazing Azure Crow. All three of them were like, no, don't do that. Don't, just move on.
just keep
Move
going.
on
Yeah,
with
because
your
you're always
life.
gonna want to redo.
I-
Like, you're never gonna
that's-
be
that's fair.
satisfied.
I'm always gonna. My big thing that I wanted to re-record for was, or remake for, was the recasts, especially with the main characters, Saber and Rin. First time using Carolyn Davies, fantastic VA. Should not have first used her for like a side character that's not even on screen, but I'll take what I can get. She's going to be voicing Revy in an upcoming Black Lagoon one-shot.
Mm.
Going down around town. Yeah, I'm not gonna rhyme. I just don't have the time. Shit. So what's up, friend? Friendo, Brendan's son. Well, I was looking through my dad's stuff the other day, and I found a book. Wow.
So this is
I remember I remember the writing session for this.
Bread voicing fucking Ayako. There we go. God, I'm completely blanking today. So this is Bread I am Bread, or Bread Brederson, sorry, playing Ayako.
Yeah,
Originally-
I am bread. The video game.
that's what she originally was going as.
Yeah.
But anyways, originally it was going to be, when I was having to recast Ayako, it was going to be Naomified, and she recorded the whole thing, all the dialogue. And then I needed to recast Saber. I'm like, well, Naomified is perfect for that, being British. And so I recast her as Saber, and then got Bread as Ayako. And I think I'm happier with Bread as Ayako than Naomi. I think she fits the role a little bit better.
Mm-hmm. She's
As
very
fantastic as Naomi is, I think they're better in their current roles than what I had.
Yes. Yeah, Bread's really good at the whole like sarcastic friend.
That was a good thing too. Like, I notice a lot of people when I record with them, I have to give a couple of examples before they can do the sarcasm thing. She nailed it on her first try without any prompts or anything.
What I was thinking about the writing on this and the scene placement. I think just like the overall placement of scenes is so much better in this one. Like the way
Yeah,
you
a
the way we
big
did the way we did the flashback thing, as opposed to just like going through the story.
I was watching Blazing Azure Crows for a bit of inspiration. He starts right away, pretty much, for the introduction of Archer, which is a great idea. The most important aspect of this episode 0 is the interaction between Rin and Archer. So getting to that as quickly as possible is a good thing. So having it be a flashback right at the start, instead of having her go through her entire day and then meet Archer for the first time, it really cuts down on the fat.
Yeah.
I am a mage.
Now, imagine there's 6 other mages.
Okay.
And you have to kill them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's the Holy Grail War.
Well, no thanks. I'm not a murderer, and I'm not about to be one either.
If you don't, they'll kill you.
And you can notice there's no
Dust.
jittering around. It's flowing naturally. Thank fucking Christ. And the visual quality is so much better. No shitty watermark at the bottom.
No one's gonna steal your shit. It's fine.
Of course, I say that someone did.
No, that's
They used the audio though, so it wouldn't have mattered. They took the audio and overlaid it on something for one of those crack videos.
I didn't know that.
I was halfway through a lap dance when you summoned me. What do you think?
Oh.
I remember this running. I remember that running gag. Oh, this
And
is
the
the grapefruit.
Yep.
That's when that started.
The reason why, should I give away why the grapefruits
No,
are?
no.
It's such a stupid thing.
No,
It's
not
a
until
stupid
the
reason.
final
But
reveal. Not until the
starting-
final reveal.
Okay.
Oh,
So
here's
for
Big
episode-
Mike.
Oh yeah.
For the original episode 0, for the original, or not original episode 0, for episode 2 of Fake Stay was when we started implementing a grapefruit somewhere in every episode. So look for the grapefruit.
Oh, I love Big Mike. I love Big Mike so much. Fucking Pam.
The squeaky toy.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb, but I love him.
Here comes.
Exactly how I feel. I think.
I forgot her shine spots.
Oh no.
What the fuck? Like her eyes aren't shiny there. Oh no, the episode's ruined. We're making another remake, you guys.
Completely re-record everything.
Remake.
Have either of you seen Shiro? I need something from him.
You can hear, definitely. There's been an improvement on acting between you, Shin, myself, and Sakura, who are the 3 that were in the original.
Yes.
You can
Yeah.
hear a huge improvement.
Mm-hmm.
I keep Senpai's old band-aids on my bedside table, so
I mean, what's a year apart, right? More than a year apart. What, a year and a half? Was it
Something
like
like
April 16 or something?
form in a windowless fan, would it?
August 30th.
August 30th. But I'm saying, like, wasn't the original one, like, in April of
March
2016?
2nd.
Oh, March in 2016, okay.
Hey, if things heat up between you and your new friend, remember that 2 fingers is flirting, 3 fingers is foreplay.
Wasn't that a thing you came up with?
Me?
Yeah.
That
who
sounds like
came up
something.
with
That sounds like something I would come up with. I don't remember for sure, but it sounds like something I would come up with, like just out of fucking nowhere.
Another thing here. I like the way we set up this scene. Instead of
Oh,
stopping and interacting, we needed to introduce Shiro before having him on screen again later as an important part.
Yeah.
But instead of having him the flow of the scene stop, it's just she sees him.
Yeah.
She notices him in the hallway.
Yeah, definitely.
instead
Like
of-
the
Oh,
overall.
this is great. This is great.
You know what? The thing about Earl on that recording, he recorded that male student. He sent me the recording, and then he followed it up with, and now as is tradition, God fucking damn it, I cannot speak. As is tradition, I, Earl of Basington, will now do my traditional Mongolian throat singing. For like a minute. And no, it's not tradition. I asked Charlie, who voices with him all the time. He's never done that with Charlie. He didn't do that for Kaleid Liner.
Obviously, it's his new. Obviously, it's his new tradition.
I wish it was. He didn't do that for Neo Yokio.
Oh. Oh, Neo Yokio.
Yeah, by the way, for the people watching, Otaku D Friku and I, along with Dai Tomodachi, wrote a Neo Yokio abridged parody, which is over on the 2GS channel. Go check that out. Cross-pollination, yo.
I have 2 lines in it.
I guess I'll just have to talk to you to keep myself entertained.
And when it came out, I think I got mentioned in the tweet about it being announced, and my notifications like exploded. And I was like, "What the fuck? What happened? Is it Follow Friday again?" Then I was like, "Oh, okay." I had completely forgotten I recorded for it.
This line about poker was originally going to be a Game Boy,
Yeah.
something to that effect, and then I realized, let's do something that everyone can get. Everyone knows cards.
Hey, here's your more like your
Much more
phenomenally
tolerable.
better.
Wait, Ireland? Really? Yeah.
See, Ash, Ireland.
Shut up. What's this guy's accent?
Do me a favor.
I get so many people saying they ripped off Team 4 Star because they used a Scottish accent. Guys, Scottish accents existed before Team 4-Star. I hope you realize that.
I do love that we speak with the wrong accent joke.
That was actually the reason why I made the joke was because of Team 4-Star, because they had an Irish character speaking with a Scottish accent, and the Schmucks. I love both Team 4-Star and the Schmuck Squad, but they both have an Irish character speaking with a Scottish accent, and it drives me nuts.
Which is so weird to me because, like, in my head, they sound so different, like, and you perform them so differently.
Of course, there's the Irish accent, which is a lot more lilty, and you pronounce the R's a lot more.
Yeah, you got the hard R's and the vowels.
The hard R's.
Hard R's and the vowels come out differently.
The R stands for respecting women.
I love my interaction. I love the interaction between you and me here.
And condensed that joke, too, successfully.
I like the whole, like, the mast. That's, like, my favorite bit from you and I interacting.
Oh, and this is where the Lancer's target came from.
Yep. Shoot. And the battle scenes are so much cleaner.
Oh my god, yeah. And you actually have the battle sounds and the efforts, all that kind of good stuff.
And instead of just straight battle, cuts to dialogue. Get a little bit of background development, characters. I can speak. That was not a sentence I just said. I was just rambling, throwing in words as they came to mind.
I think just the grasp of narrative just got so much better overall, over the year.
Condensed, abridged. We abridged the abridged.
We abridged the abridged.
Well, I think it's super important to note that this episode is 10 minutes shorter than the first one.
It is.
It's much snappier.
And I think we have more going on.
Yeah.
Than in the original.
Yeah. Because I think the episode 0 it's like an hour-long episode, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the timestamp on this? 14?
14 something.
Yeah, 23 minutes was the original.
Yeah.
23 minutes for an abridged episode of something that isn't a movie.
Yeah.
This is not a good way to spend a Thursday night. I got blood on my boots, and I'm kinda hungry.
Stick a tampon in it, princess. Let the big girl handle this.
Spicy Cheetos. This was Otaku came up with this one because he was eating it at the time. Like, what if he gets like spicy Cheetos and he gets indigestion? I'm like, sure, let's go with this. This is our prompt. We're working it. We're making it happen.
Hang in there. Shiro, right? Shiro Emiya? You're going
There's a bit of peeking in Muvianus's recording there, so I tried to cover it up as much as I could with the sound.
Yeah, you have to. You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
Those crunches you hear are legit.
What was it you were eating? Were they actually Cheetos?
No, they were like Korean honey crisps, and I'm like, wow, it works so well.
Hey man, you gotta record eating. You gotta eat. I've done weird shit. I don't remember. I recorded something for somebody where he was like, "Oh yeah," and I forgot. I totally need to your character's gonna eat something, and I was like, "Well, what's my character eating?" And he's like, "I don't know," and I was like, "What the fuck?" No, it was rocks. It was like rocks. I had to eat rocks. Who the fuck was that for? Damn, but I couldn't think of what rocks would sound
familiar.
I couldn't think of what rocks would sound like, and so I just went through a bunch of things. I did hard candy. I did rock candy. I had some from the boardwalk. I did Chex Mix. I did chips. I did almonds. I was like, whichever of these sounds more like rocks. I remember who it is now. The episode hasn't come out yet. I don't know if it ever will, but.
And this is where I started promoting my VAs properly instead of a shitty scrolling text block. Get them to talk. Get them to introduce themselves. All right. Well, that was the remake of Fake Zero. Hope you guys
So
enjoyed.
good. So just watching
So much better.
Like watching them so close together, like you can really see like it's really interesting like watching the progression.
It's
Cuz like you
Yeah.
can see it. You know, you can see things getting tighter and getting snappier and
and
getting better.
it's such a good feeling because like you just have this sense of like of who remains and wasn't recasted. There's a sense of community because you're like, we came this far.
You're one of 3.
We came this far.
We started from the bottom and now we're up here. What's the
Started from the bottom. Now we're here. I think
you
is what
should
it is.
say it from an Irish accent. I mean, a Scottish accent. You have to say it in a Scottish accent. Cause
started from the bottom, now we're here? All right. Well, that's that. Here is Fake Zero, episode 2. You guys, the 2 people with me, are actually the first people ever to watch this. It hasn't been released to the public as of the time we are recording this. It's been 14 months since the last one.
I completely forgot I voiced the first part.
Whatever it is, Mordred did it. Oh, so you fell asleep in the middle of telling a story. The one about the last Holy Grail War? Yeah, that sounds like something I do.
So this is the first real episode where you get to hear Naomi as Saber. Oh, that was when we were writing that. You were like, okay, we'll have a transition here. It'll flash back and it'll be like, and I'm like, you know what? No, Saber's gonna say Woolululu.
Oh, I remember that.
No, because last time we did, you filled Grandpa's socks with cake, which was hilarious, but I'm the one that's shambling corpses.
So yeah, this will be the first time you're really hearing Naomi as Saber. Technically, she was in the remake of episode 0. But, yeah, this is the first one where she has more than 2 lines.
Yeah.
I thought we nipped that bud when we bought you that sandbox. You literally shot bricks for a month.
Mamma sa att jag får ingen kniv i födelsedagspresent.
So that's what it is. Yeah, that's why I came.
This editing here, oh my god. So, them
Because she's moving.
Yes, oh my god. And like every so often, like there's tree branches that cover their mouth partially. So I have to like mask around it frame by frame. And there's like 30 frames per second.
Absolutely
took-
worth it, my dude.
Oh my god, it took like almost a month for this scene alone. A lot of these scenes are some of the most intense editing I've ever done.
I love this.
It's definitely worth it. Like, it looks amazing.
Like there are a couple of scenes in here that took over a month alone to edit by themselves.
I love that.
What's with Chrysigu?
Oh, he's just having a Vietnam flashback.
He fought in Nam.
Oh no.
Then how?
He tells me it's a very common condition. Highly contagious too.
We're kind of quiet for this one because we're actually hearing it for the first time.
Yeah.
How would you say you two met?
He saved me from the forest puppies.
The inspiration for Irisfield's character comes from Meryl from Dragon
Yes.
Age 2.
Yeah.
Like that though.
Figured she's like cooped up in this castle her entire life. She was born yesterday, pretty much. So like she has no idea what's out there.
Never do that. I am happily married, I'll have you know.
You have no idea where Japan is, do you? Do you even know what Japan is?
Is it anything like a regular pan?
What? No.
I'm sorry. I don't really know what's out there. I've never been allowed out of the castle.
There's also a lot more emotional scenes here.
I am taking you out of this place and showing you the beauty of the world.
Ooh. Are we going to a garden?
Nah, first stop's gonna be a pub. I'm getting you sloshed and
I fucking love Naomi. I love her so much.
I had to explain to her what body shots were, and she went on like a 20-minute rant about how gross that was.
He's such a goober.
This is probably my favorite scene,
It's really, yeah.
especially towards the end. The big inspiration for Tokiomi is Chris, not Chris Rock, Chris from Rush Hour. What's
Chris
his
Tucker.
face?
Chris
Chris
Tucker.
Tucker. There we go. Chris Tucker. So basically, I was like, do Chris Tucker, but a little bit reined in. I think most of Tokiomi's lines were written by Otaku, who also plays him. I also, there are a couple tweaks I wanted to make from the original. One of them was Kirei's a bad guy because he's a bad guy, and that's just it. I wanted to show his like descent into madness. So he's starting off as a good guy, and then like he slowly descends into madness.
I love this fight.
She went whole. I was like, yeah, something like you're just moaning in pleasure from the back massage, and she dialed it up to 11. I'm like, wow, I was not expecting that. Thank you. That was perfect. Her husband, or I guess it's not her fiance at this point, was in the next room, and he popped his head in. You okay, babe? Yeah, I'm fine. Just recording. Okay.
That's a really common problem. That's a problem I've had before. When, especially if you do a lot of screaming like I do.
I love the name of that hotel. Hotel in Foyuki. What hotel is it? Hotel in Foyuki. I made her call him Boss Man because you, Shin, and Crofteria both call me Boss Man. I don't know why, but you do it. I'm like, you know what? This is a character quirk. I'm getting her in.
Whatever you say, boss.
And a few goodies I tucked in, just in case.
That's the Walter WA2000. It doesn't look it, but it packs a punch harder than an alcoholic with a clumsy wife.
Can you treat this with a little more professionalism, Maya?
That's a gun. It goes bang. Happy? Come on, boss man. This ain't like you.
Another thing I wanted to change about the original that just didn't sit well with me. I love Fake Zero, don't get me wrong. It's my second favorite anime, very close second. I love it, but there are a couple things that bothered me. One of them was the supposed romance between Kiritsugu and Maya, just because it didn't do anything plot-wise. It was just kind of there. So I just got rid of it because it wasn't needed. It wasn't a plot point. Didn't provide any contention between Maya and Irisville. Like, it was just thrown in because it felt like.
It was supposed to be objectified for good reason.
That was so exciting.
Yeah, but that stewardess was a right pain in the ass.
Well, to be fair, you did break her nose.
She was being completely inconsiderate. Steak or fish? How about you mind your own goddamn business, Ben?
Relax. Stay out of trouble.
Anything to declare? Any food, alcohol, or combustible substances?
Nah, just farmer's dick.
Oh my god, it took forever to edit this scene because of the black eye. Also, the voice of the radio announcer you hear is Aaron Parnell, aka Frozen Frost, who is the co-writer for a lot of the projects Blazing Azure Crow does on his channel. He also plays a lot of characters there.
I love this so much.
The run.
Yeah, like this is Weasel,
Background.
right?
Yeah, PS
Yeah,
Weasel.
yeah. Weasel's so good in this.
the background music here is the Elder theme from Dragon Age Inquisition, because I
Nice.
love that song. And here we
And
see
then
Freddy.
Freddy's such a good
Oh,
Gilgamesh.
Winner of the most recent Now Voice This competition. So he'll be in a Funimation show at some point.
Oh.
He's going to be in My Hero Academia.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, he's gonna be a Walla, or a bit part.
That's
This
so...
that expression you just saw, the close up of Gilgamesh, was done by Duchess Moondream of A. She actually drew another picture for me for an upcoming episode of Fake Stay, where it's Archer sitting at a computer.
What's that? I didn't hear a thank you.
Oh god, I love this scene.
This was another scene that took forever to edit.
It was worth it. The magic is amazing. I love the magic in this scene.
I had to go frame by frame and put in the shadow over those custom covers.
Valentine's such a good writer.
Oh, I'm so glad. I got to work with a lot of VAs I've been wanting to work with a long time. Beautiful Valentine was like top of the list. One of the best VAs in the community.
The sack edit.
That there was a shot of him like going like that, sticking like putting his fist into his hand like, aha, I have come up with an idea sort of thing. And I just reversed it and then put in the frame by frame, put in the bag of cocaine.
We do not need a home, whatever that may be. We shall pillage the homes of our enemies and sleep on their corpses.
You know, I would really rather not do that.
They're here.
Oh, another servant?
The Whoopalongs.
Wasn't that a thing you came
That
up
was
with?
that
Ash?
was me again. It was a vague Charlie the Unicorn reference.
But it was
Uzi,
what did they actually say in Charlie the Unicorn?
I don't even remember.
The ooh
The Ulus are like the I don't fucking. It's God. It's been so long now. The Umu Charlie, like.
Such a good scene.
So here are a bunch of other VAs you get to hear that I've wanted to work with for a while. Lennon Drake.
The edit, yes.
That was Caster's eyes I edited over top.
Yep.
Also, Lennon Drake, who voices that assassin, originally auditioned for what's her face, Natalia Kaminsky, but I ended up giving the role to Ali Fluro. But I really wanted her to voice someone, so I gave her assassin. D, Super Ninja, Rolling Nolan, Tom Shulk, the Overseer. All of these assassins you see right now, including this guy, I had to cut them out of a different scene, put them over top of the background, and like color correct them. Oh, it was so tedious. And I gave them all eyes. They don't actually have eyes inside of the eye holes. Like it's normally just plain black. But I gave them the eyes because I needed them to express a little bit.
I remember the "We're here, we strike fear." Get used to it.
This is the exterior from actually Fake Stay Night, not Fake Zero. Also, Freddy has the most fantastic ad-libs for crowds cheering voices. Woohoo! Hooters! Was one of them. And this here is My Name is Earl, who created my personal favorite Tiba entry.
What was his again? I don't remember.
The Super Fiends. He placed
That was really good.
He placed 5th, just ahead of ours.
Yeah, that was really good.
That was my personal favorite. And so I'm so glad he's voicing in this.
How exactly did you know what happened during the parts you weren't around for? Oh, just heard about it here and there. You know, you didn't make any of it up, did you? I'd never do such a thing.
Oh, fuck, I forgot to re-render this scene. Well, this is going to be a different, a bunch of different shots that you're going to see in the final version once it's rendered out. I'm going to have to render that.
Oh, well, it happened.
Yeah. Oh, well. Well, that was Fake Zero, Episode 2, with a slight hiccup at the end.
Woo! Oh, God.
I heard that, like, and I'm wearing headphones. I heard that, like, in my brain. It was very frightening. If you don't.
All right, well, that has been our director's commentary. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you gleaned some information out of it.
Woo!
Any last minute things you guys want to throw in?
Ladies first.
Oh, God, I have nothing.
Well, in that case, thank you. No.
No, I was just gonna. I was just thinking it's interesting watching, like, so I think, Doc, I'm trying to, like, get the timeline just correctly, but I think you casting me as writer and me even doing these soggy lines for you in, like, that episode, that, like, whatever episode of Fate, episode 1, I think that was some of the very, very, very first stuff I had done starting on voice acting specifically. Like, I think I only had, like, 2 or 3 things under my belt at the time. And, like, now I'm in fucking video games, bitches. Right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like, it's so weird to, like, see, like, that change over, it's only been, like, 2 years, right?
Yeah.
And so it's, like, it's so weird.
It's a huge improvement
It's so weird.
on all our parts, and I'm super proud.
It's super weird going back and being like, fuck.
Anything you want to add, Shin?
Looking back, like, I kind of feel the
Looking
same.
back, I regret it all.
I was like, why did I set up for this project? Why am I here? Why are we all here? Anyways, so it's kind of the similar thing where, like, I look back and I'm just wowed at how far, like, I've come being with you guys. Like, I started, like, when I auditioned for Shiro and Archer for Fake Stay Night was when I literally just started getting into voice acting. I mean, like, even now, compared to other people, I'm basically a beginner because I'm only in 2 series. I haven't really done much auditioning into projects that actually stuck. So I'm only in two main projects, and Doctor's series are one of them. But I think that it's just amazing how everything's been worth it to me, even though, like, if my, like, personal, like, voice acting career wise hasn't really taken off yet, just the simple act of meeting all these people and getting to spend time with them has been worth it in my eyes. Like,
Oh yeah, only there's definitely, like, a journey aspect involved because like
Yeah.
It's like I think of like, okay, so I've been stage acting for forever, but when I started voice acting, I was like, okay, the very first part, I want to be in a bridge series, that'll be fun. I like Team 4-Star. Oh, what the fuck is Fate Stay? I don't give a shit. Oh, okay, you like, but then like, oh, I'm gonna work with this new guy, and then like, then immediately like I guess it would have been a whole year later before Tiba. Right?
No,
because he was
right away.
2016, so it was right away. Shit, it's 2018.
It was
God
like
damn.
2 months.
God damn, it's 2018, isn't it? Damn.
Yeah, wow.
Right? So yeah, so it's really interesting to like see this like progression, because it's like, oh, I was just hanging out with this dude named Doc, and I guess I'm in his dumb abridged series, whatever. He's never gonna get to me. It's gonna end anyway, whatever, fine. And then he's a nice guy, but whatever. And then we do Tiba, and then Tiba, like, fucking exploded on me personally, of, like, I met all these new people because of the Tiba, and then, like, the, Oldcom and Ablo, and, like, all that shit.
Yeah,
it exploded, like, right after Tiba. And so, like, for me, and I met Prof Crank, I met, like, Nick A, the VA, I met Super Ninja and Pyro and, Red Beast and Storm and, it's everybody, and so you casting me in your dumb abridged ended up being like the catalyst for those things that would happen down the line.
Yeah.
And now I get and so like it's so like weird going back and seeing that.
For me, like, when I first started, my biggest inspiration was something witty, and to a lesser, though not insignificant extent, Blazing Azure Crow and the Schmuck Squad. Now, like, I've played D&D with Blazing Azure Crow and something witty. I've voiced characters in the Schmuck Squad parodies. Like, that to me is huge. It's come a long way in 2 years.
Yeah, and like even though like I didn't really follow like abridging as much, like I'm moving into like mainstream stuff, like I've been in a bunch of abridged series now, and like comic dubs and stuff. I've been in a handful of abridged series, but like just having that like fun thing to do, and having like the resources of the community and being like, hey, I don't really do abridging as much anymore. I never really did it as an editor to begin with. I'm just a voice actor. I do other things. But, like, having that, like, kind of, like, backdrop has become a resource I didn't know would be as good as it is.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Anyway.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching.
I love you all. You all are amazing. You all make me want to cry.
It's said as a joke, but genuinely, we would not be here without you guys. Well, maybe Ash would.
Hey,
she wouldn't be here.
I wouldn't be here,
but she would be out there in general. But
hey, man.
like, I definitely would not be.
It's all about
where I am
it's all
without
about
you
steps,
guys.
bro. It's all about steps,
And I'm super happy about it. Thank you guys, genuinely.
Aww.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. Peace.
Bye.